compounding. It's not just work out and you'll be shredded and have a six-pack. You got to work out and have your testosterone increase and have the right eating choices and have the right amount of sleep. And all of these things, they compound into a better human, a better body. But hormones have a big factor that a lot of people overlook. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes as last podcast. Yes, it is Monday. And we're talking testosterone in this podcast. We're talking about how we increase...
you can't skip episode 48, all right? You gotta let them know the episode.
Well, I mean, we're getting into it. We're getting the hook, all right? We're going hook first, and then episode, and then intro, and then authenticity.
Maybe I just wanted to say what number episode it was one time.
That's facts. Okay. Welcome back to the podcast, episode number 48. Thank you, Parker, for letting me know.
Got you.
We're here every Monday and Friday. And we're giving you, hopefully, the content that you want, that you need, and hopefully being as authentic and true to ourselves as we can. That's what we're trying to be. We're striving for that. And if you guys are here and you're still watching, you're still listening, we appreciate it. So, we're talking about testosterone, though. Specifically, why testosterone? Well, I got a coaching program that I do, and I'm really like honing in and trying to target the market of middle-aged men who are either in declining testosterone levels or know that they have declined testosterone levels or the side effects of that, right? And so basically been doing a bunch of research trying to figure out why, like go down to the root cause, right? Because all problems, there obviously is a root cause to the problem, and it's typically like deeper than what you think. So like people think they're overweight for a reason. Well, like, yes, okay, you could be eating too much, right? That could be a reason, but there's other stuff involved in being overweight, right? There's a lot of other things involved in being overweight. And so there's not really, and I guess typically when you go down, the root cause is just themselves, right? I mean, it's just like choosing the right or wrong thing. But then there's genetics, right? So hormones are involved in your genetics. And so testosterone is a type of hormone. And so I've been diving into testosterone, to hormones, all this research, and kind of niching down almost. And in this, I guess, not this last episode, but the one before that, or not episode, the last video on the main channel, we did about increasing testosterone. Well, there's one that's coming out on Wednesday is about decreasing testosterone. And so the ways that you can counteract that and that sort of stuff. And it's very interesting. Have you looked into much research on testosterone?
Not
or
really.
Maybe not research, but
yeah, not really research. I mean, I know a decent amount about it just because like my mom's always been into fitness and all that stuff. So she's always kind of talked to me about like, the more you work out, it's not just because you're working out more, you're going to lose more weight. Like it is, but it's not necessarily a direct correlation because also it's almost like a compound because as you work out, your testosterone increases too. So then the more consistent you are, the higher testosterone is going to be, the faster you burn off the fat.
Yeah, metabolism and all that stuff.
And then also plus doing the last two videos.
We learned more.
Yeah, learned a little more.
The recording of it, well, good. Well, I mean, I've dove in deep into it, and I've dove into it before because when you look at like the people who are like, let's say the end all be all, who you want to be, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or maybe not who you want to be, but like the guys that are leading the industry, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chris Bumstead, right? You look at even like who's it, Chris Hemsworth, like the actor.
Yeah.
He's up there. There's a lot of those guys that you look at, even heck, Liver King, right? For instance, all these guys, you look at them and you're like, wow, they got like crazy physiques. They look insane. They have high testosterone. They talk about their testosterone, but then you realize that the testosterone that they have it's not natural. None of it. Like that's the whole thing behind Natty or Not, right? Greg Doucette, how he blew up was the Natty or Not. Even Derek with More Plates, More Dates. Like he did Natty or Not videos basically. It was because when you start diving into how to increase muscle mass, how to reduce fat, all this stuff, you get down to testosterone. Well, these guys, their testosterone levels are they are completely off the charts. They're not normal because they are not natural. And so you look at their physiques and all the things that they have, and you're like, well, how did they get that? Well, it's because they inject testosterone into their blood, into their body. And while, yes, like you still have to have amazing genetics and you can't, like it's not the end all be all if you just inject testosterone. No, that's not it. Like you said, you still got to work out and it's a compounding effect. But it's compounding. It's not just work out and you'll be shredded and have a six pack. No, you got to work out and have your testosterone increase and have the right eating choices and have the right amount of sleep. And all of these things, they compound into a better human, a better body. But hormones have a big, big, big factor that a lot of people overlook, testosterone specifically. And because there's other hormones as well, which I've been looking into as well. There's hormones like serotonin, dopamine, cortisol, endorphins. All of these things are different hormones that are released when you do certain things, and they all have a different effect on the way your body responds to actions in the world.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people aren't consistent working out, or they quit working out, is because they only fix like one or two of the like that, or not even that, like 5 to 10 like main factors. So like it'd be like if you were, because a lot of people, you can say like people know how to lose weight, but I don't think really like a lot of people know how. So it'd be like if most people didn't know how to sleep. And so let's say the 3 things for sleeping are turn off the lights, be quiet, and lay down. Yeah. So if you're trying to learn this and you're like, all right, I'm gonna start laying down to sleep, but there's still music playing and lights are on, you're not gonna be able to sleep. So I think it's how it's working out. Like if you just start eating right, but you're not working out, fixing your hormones, doing all these other things, you're not gonna make much progress, and you're like, well, this isn't working.
Yeah.
But it's when you do all of them together that it actually, like, I think that's how people like shred weight really fast. You're like, how do they do it? It's because they check every box. Yeah. And they take care of everything instead of just working out and eating better. They're working out and eating better, making sure their blood works right, getting their hormones right. Yeah. Like doing everything.
All of that stuff included. No, I 100% agree. And that's where it comes down to, where, especially with the internet, right? And having unlimited access to anything and everything, where you get this information, and sometimes it's information, or a lot of times I think it's information overload, to where you get too much to where you can't remember what the things you needed to do were. It was like, I don't know, what'd you say? Lay down, turn the lights off, and I can't even remember all of them.
Noise,
And noise, right? And there's 3 things, and it's like how much is included for weight loss? Yeah. And people think, they're all like, well, I know I could do that very easily if I wanted to or whatever, but like they still want to lose weight, still want to look in shape, still want to be shredded, and they don't. And so it's like, what are we missing, right? Where's the factor in which we can actually get to that point? And so having hormones, which another thing is testosterone, increasing testosterone actually increases motivation. It increases your drive, right? Because what it does is it releases this, it makes you, when you start to do difficult tasks, when you start to complete tasks, it rewards you for doing that. So when you complete the things, it releases dopamine. Your testosterone is what makes it feel good when you work hard. And then when you complete the task, then dopamine is released. So then you're rewarded for the task working, or the working hard to complete the task, right? So you actually feel good when you have high testosterone and you work hard, right? Where a lot of people, when they're working hard and they're sweating, they're miserable, and they're, digging a hole outside, they're like, well, this sucks. But when you have high testosterone levels, they don't actually think it sucks. They're out there digging and working hard, and they're just living life, right? Which is something where most people cannot fathom that, and that's because most people have suppressed testosterone levels right now. It's the lowest it's ever been in all of society. And guess what? Nowadays, they say that, having a testosterone 600 milligrams per deciliter, that's like a good amount. Right? When you're sitting at your 600 level, that's healthy. That's average. Well, the average today was not the average 60 years ago. The average 60 years ago, back in the 40s, or I guess 70 years ago, whatever it was, back in the 40s and 50s and those sort of things, right? Their testosterone levels was like 1,000. Like, if you look at like bodybuilders when they're actually injecting, their testosterone is going to be like 1,500, right? 1,500, 1,600, up at those levels. If your testosterone is like nothing, you're going to be at like 200. Okay? They say the average for a male is 600. Like, what are we missing here? Right? Like what is the issue? If the average male is 600, then the top male is going to be 1,500, or 1,000. Well, 50 years ago, 70 years ago, the average was 1,000. And so there's something that's not like, that's why back then they were harder workers. They were men. There was actually men back then. Nowadays, there's boys. There's not men. And what is the reason? Well, there's multiples of reasons. There's many factors. And if you want to go watch our videos on it, they're on our homepage. Just go to Jake Summers on YouTube, and there's a few of them there already. We want to come out with more because this is an epidemic. This is a big factor of why people are not living their full lives, especially men. Men aren't being able to live their full lives. And, females have hormones too as well. There's progesterone and estrogen. Well, increasing estrogen decreases testosterone. Increasing testosterone decreases estrogen. So what you see is the decrease in testosterone has then caused a rise in estrogen. Well, females already produce more estrogen, but then you start to include things like the pill, right? Have you looked into that at all?
No.
No, buddy. This is where you get deep, where it's like, what is going on? What is going on? Like where the water that we drink out of our fridge, where does that come from?
Probably some pipe somewhere.
Some pipe somewhere. That's right. It does.
I just press the button, drink the water.
Oh, that's it. And so that's all humans. And so we press the pipe, or we press the thing, drink the water. Well, when you look into where the water's coming from, it's from the city. Well, the city recycles water and it cleans it. Okay, and so where does it recycle water from? It recycles water from your toilet. So you end up peeing and...
That's a myth. I ain't drinking no toilet water.
Okay, look into it. It is. That's part of it. It's also the lakes and the reservoirs and all these things.
Yeah,
right?
The rain. Better.
It all comes together in one spot, and then they clean it out. They put chlorine in there. They make sure all the bacteria is gone, and it comes back into the pipes, and then you drink it.
So I'm gonna have to look into this.
Okay.
But do you actually think that, which I'm not saying actually, like, do you actually think, I'm actually asking, you actually think like poop water you pooped in and flushed, do you think that gets cleaned and recycled and back into...
Correct. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I think like maybe
it does.
It might come from the same source that toilet water comes from.
Well, okay. So
like, I think it's like one big source that goes to all of them, but I don't think they recycle because, like, I don't know. I don't think you can clean it enough to do that.
You can throw in chlorine. They have all these chemicals and they clean it out. So I'll tell you, if you have a septic system, that's different.
Oh yeah, like out in Greenville, we had our own water well and stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's different. Right here, and that water there is not. That water is different. This water, city water, is what I'm talking about. Like this one specifically from our refrigerator, right? The water from your sewer, it goes to the city sewer system. Then they got to do something with that, right?
Sorry, I was trying to read on whether if it's true or not.
Is it?
It says recycling wastewater can help avoid drinking water shortages. It says 2 cities in Texas, Big Spring, which is actually where I'm from, unfortunately, and Wichita Falls have used DPR, which I don't know what that is, to bolster drinking water supply so far. El Paso is planning to follow suit alongside major cities like LA, San Diego once state DPR regulations are in place. I don't know what DPR. Oh, direct potable reuse.
I'm telling you.
So I guess it's kind of a wave. Some people do, some people don't.
So here's the thing. What happens? Okay, so where I was going with this is what happens is females excrete when they pee. They excrete what was the other thing? Testosterone. What is
estrogen.
Estrogen. Yeah, sorry. They excrete estrogen. Well, that estrogen goes in your water. That water is then recycled. Yes, it is cleaned. It is fully clean. The water's clean. It's not like you're going to get a bacteria or some sort of disease when you drink that water. By all means, like it's good. That is good for humanity. It helps population grow. It's great. What it does is it does not do is it doesn't clean out the estrogen, because estrogen molecules and hormonal molecules are so small that chlorine cannot get rid of that. Right? So it'll get rid of the bacteria, all of the things that'll make you sick. It'll get rid of that, but it cannot clean out the hormones and the estrogen. So what you're doing is when you're drinking that water, you are drinking and you are injecting estrogen in you, just like you would, like the bodybuilders do with testosterone. When they inject testosterone in them, you were doing the same when you were drinking the water, but instead with estrogen. And so you see, so this whole thing, that's what I said, it can go deep, where you're like, wait, I thought it was because I thought I was like fat and obese and out of shape was because like because I was eating the wrong way, because I wasn't working out.
Which it probably is, partially.
Partially. But why, like you can see, so when
if that's the case, though, because you could say, I am working out and eating well, I'm still not losing weight, then that's when you can look at.
Yeah. And so by all means, once again, it comes down to extreme accountability, right? It's yourself. The reason why you're the certain way is because you did something. The reason why this happened to you is because you did something for it to happen to you, right? I got in a car wreck because I decided to get behind the wheel and drive.
While drunk.
I knew you were saying that because it leads right into it. Okay, let me rephrase. That meteor hit my house because I bought that house there, right? And it's not the meteor's fault that it destroyed my house. It's my fault that I bought the house where the meteor was going to hit, right? And ultimately, it comes down to self-accountability. It's like, well, damn, probably should have had a gut feeling about that, buying a house there. Probably shouldn't have done that, right? It's like everything comes back to you. And you could blame it on the meteor, and you could say it was the meteor's fault that it blew up my house, but then what? Now you have a blown up house, and then what are you going to do?
I'm definitely blaming the meteor for insurance purposes. You're going to go to your insurance and be like, hey, don't worry, this one's on me. This one's on me. I don't need nothing. This one's on me. I bet your insurance company would love you. They're like, that man's got the accountability.
He's got accountability.
Me, I'm saying, nope, that was the meteor. Give my money.
No, I understand, by all means, don't get me wrong. When you look at, I'm talking about extreme accountability in the fact that if you're fat, it's because it's your fault. It's not. Don't blame it on the water.
Yeah, I didn't want people to big old 600-pound life.
No, I'm not.
It's my water. I'm drinking too much water.
It's too much water. It's too much water. They told me it's the estrogen. No, what I'm saying is there's a lot of factors that you need to know. Like that factor is never brought up. Who brings up that factor?
Yeah.
No one does. But people need to know, because then that's something they can fix or solve if they want to. If they're like, I've tried everything and this one thing, like there's something that isn't like it's not working. Everything that I've tried doesn't work. Then what else is there that you can try? Right?
Yeah. So I think it's just the compounding thing. And it makes you more motivated too when you know that you have like 5 things behind you, like compounding to make you in better shape. Then you're like, yeah, I'm going to go work out because it's going to mean 3 times more as if I weren't doing these other things. Yeah. It's more motivating. It gives you more drive. It increases your testosterone within compounds. So now you feel good when you do more things. And then you're golden. That's why it's exponential growth. It's not linear growth,
right? And so I don't know. It's definitely an interesting thing. That's why I know we talked about testosterone a lot in this episode, but I am actually very enamored and engulfed in it right now. And I think I'm going to continue to be, and I'm really passionate about it. And so I'm here to share that with you guys. So if you did enjoy, hit that subscribe button, because we're here every Monday and Friday, and we'll continue to be and try to be as authentic as possible. I think we're kind of we're kind of figuring it out. All right, it's maybe a little rebrand or so, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, we'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks. Peace.